guys, IceyArtz, and today I'm going to be recording an intro tutorial. Now, whenever you make an intro, intros is a very advanced process. You want to start in Blender. You'll start out with this kind of setup. You want to hit A twice. You want to double tap A, like I just said, and you want to hit X to delete all this. X is the shortcut to delete what you have selected. Click. And now, if you have a numpad, you want to hit 1 on your keyboard, or numpad. If not, if you don't have a numpad, you want to go to View, Front. And to add something, which is what we're going to do, you want to hit Shift A. And then this is how you add stuff to the scene. And then you want to start by adding an empty of your choice. I do plain axes. I'll show you something later. Then want to hit Shift A again and add a camera. Then with the camera selected, you want to do Control Alt Numpad 0. And that's how, what you're doing is you're putting the camera to where you are. Like let's say I go up here. You want to hit Control Alt 0. That puts it up there. So, see? And then you want to, well, I forgot the major step. This is your render settings you normally want to do. You want to go over here to the Dimensions tab. You want to see where it says 50? It's currently 720p rendering. You want to change that to 100. Frame rate, you'd always want it to be 30 or 60 depending on your preference. And this, I'm going to be using 30. Then you want to go turn on, where is it? Oh, I forgot. I don't use Blender Render, I use a thing called Cycles Render. So click on that, and then this will bring up more render settings. In the Output tab, you want to change it from PNGs to H.264. Go to the encoding, right here, this is how you select it to a render place, like where you want the intro to render to. I'm just going to save it to my Blender files, call it tutorial. And then you want to change the format right here to MPEG 4. Change the bitrate to 10,000. It'll just render quicker. Then you want to change the audio codec to MP3. Then let's move on to sampling. Just for tutorial's sake, I'm going to use 15, but you normally do 25 to 55. Then I'm going to go down here to light paths. You want to change max, minimum, diffuse, and glossy, and transmission all to 6. Then change the minimum to 0. Then change these two to 6 and turn off reflective caustics and refractive caustics. And then you go to film and you hit transparent. So after we have our render settings now, then you want to hit Shift A. This is the overall text setup. You want to add Shift A, which is to add something, remember? And then you left click on the text. Then you do Control Shift Alt C, geometry to origin. That brings it to where your 3D cursor is. By the way, the 3D cursor is that checker thing right in the middle. And if you click, it changes if you left click on the scene, it changes where it is. And then if you want to put it back to the center space bar, then type in center and snap cursor to center. So now this is the overall text setup. You want to hit RX 90, which is to rotate on the x-axis 90 degrees. Then you hit tab. Delete all that, and then I'm going to put template. You just type in what you want the text to say. And then you Control Shift Alt C to put it back in the middle, or you can go into this thing called the text tab, then horizontal alignment center, which doesn't work because I already did this. And then you want to go to the fonts and then find a font. And then I'm just going to go through my fonts. Let's use Dopest because that always looks nice. And then just to get it extruded, go to 7 on your numpad, and if you don't have 7 on your numpad, go to View Top. Then you turn the extrude up. I'm going to use like 0.15 for that. Then I'm going to copy it, By the way, I'm copying using Shift D. Then you want to do extrude 0.25. Go to the first one, the text layer. Put the offset. This might not work depending on the font. 0.015. See, now we got a little bit of a text setup going. By the way, I'm moving like this by clicking my middle mouse button. Now, I'm going to show you how to make an HDRI in Mats. So, you go to the World tab, which is right here. You might want to get familiar with the controls and what all these do. This is, as you told you, this is where you get to render settings. This is the render layers, and don't focus on that one. This is your scene and wait, what's the word I'm looking for? Your scene units and all that. It's hard to explain. Then this is the world, your objects, your object constraints, modifiers, text tab, materials tab, texture tab, and then there's the physics tab. You want to go to world tab, hit use nodes, and see where it says color. You want to hit that dot right there. That's how you would get more options. Go to wave texture. Now and then you go into this is how to get to the render view. You put your cursor in 3D and you hit Shift Z. Now this is very laggy, though. Don't ever run your animations here because it's really laggy. Let's see, 0.25, it's pretty smooth. And then turn the distortion to 0.5. Detail scale, that'll work. Then I'm just gonna show you how the HDRI looks right here. This is how a normal HDRI looks. I'm probably gonna do an advanced HDRI tutorial or quick tip. Then return transparent on that gets rid of the HDRI. And now you always wanna add a new thing. You always wanna hit new. And then I'm gonna go to the compositing tab. This is how you make mats. Part of it. You click here, which is the material compositing, and you see how there's diffuse shaders, which is like it's very rough and like velvety looking. You want to go to shader, glossy BDSF. This is a very smooth, reflective shader. You see how it's much more reflective, but normally you turn the roughness about 0.05 to get to reflectiveness. And then we're going to add the thing the way I'm searching is I'm hitting Shift A and then I'm doing search. Look up mix shader. I spelled that wrong. Mix shader. And then you go to glossy BDSF. You want to stretch that out. And then you want to do this. You want to add another glossy BDSF. Shift D to copy it. Then you put that to the bottom one. That makes it even more glossy. And then you want to add or you go to input. Get yourself familiar with each one in this. You want to add a texture coordinate. This is how if you put an image texture, this is how it's mapped on the text. Then you go to vector, mapping. This helps the texture coordinate map the texture. Plug that into the vector, and plug the vector into the top color. You see how it's all rainbowy? That's because we haven't even added a texture. So look up image texture. And it's pink, but whenever it turns purple, that means there's no texture on it. So I'm going to find my textures. Where's my okay. Then you go to right here. This is just a texture pack I found. Let's see, what am I going to use? I think that grunge will work. Yeah, that looks nice. I'm going to turn the roughness down on the bottom one. Then you want to change it from flat to box. And then you want to plug this into the bottom one. Then add an RGB curves. If you want it colored, you would have to go to the blue and turn that up a little bit, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to make it a little hint of blue and make it much brighter. Then I'm going to, I'm going to add another RGB curves. Make it a little bit more bright. Then I'm going to add a hue saturation value, which is, let's say, the difference between this is the text being much saturated versus it being not saturated. Okay? Then if you turn the value to 0, that just darkens it. Then I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna turn the value up. You see, we're starting to get a texture set up here. And now what I normally do now is I go to input, let's find it, Fresnel, then layer weight. Plug in the Fresnel to the IOR, to the, I don't know, either the, I go to factor. Oh, I did that wrong, go to the layer weight. You see that makes them look better. I'm probably going to turn the roughness down to this one so it's reflecting much more light. Then you go to, we're going to move on to the middle one. Now this depends on your personal preference, but I'm going to add a new material. And I'm going to call this one middle. And I'm going to call this one outside. And I'm going to the middle one, delete the diffuse, go to texture, image, you know, what I just taught you a little bit ago. Then you want to go to vector, mapping. Then you want to do a generated. And then you want to go plug in the vector to the image texture. Oh. And then the color to the surface. And then you want to add a glossy. You know, what the same thing that I just taught you guys. And then you want to change it from flat to box so you can see it on the top of it. Wait. Yeah. Then I'm going to add another texture. This time I'm going to find a more grunge texture. That'll work. It's already starting to look good. Then we got a basic grunge texture. And now what I'm going to do for this, I'm going to turn 2.5. Wait, is there yeah, there's a clipping. 2.25 to make it even more zoomed in. Turn these all to 0.25. If you didn't know, the way I'm doing this, I'm just clicking and dragging downwards. Do the same for this one. 0.25. So it's much more zoomed in. There we go. We got a very good text looking text. And now we want to go to default and then go Shift Z to get out of that view. We have a basic text material set up. And now we go to cube. You know, Shift A, empty cube. Then want to size that down to where it's surrounding the text. Select the middle, select the outer, then select the cube. Oh crap, there goes my mic. Okay. Then we want to send parent to the cube to where now you can rotate the text with the cube. And now you want to do the same with the camera. Select the camera, select the cube. Then you want to set parent to object. So now you can rotate the camera. And now we're going to find a song. You want to go to video editing, which is, a shortcut for this is you're hitting control, then you're moving this. So this will take you through everything. So I'm going to go to the, where is it? There it is, video editing. Then you want to hit Shift A, sound. And you want to find a cut song. I'm just going to try to find one. That'll work. And then normally I draw a waveform. And you see how there's certain, oh, whoops. You want to go to like waveform. Okay. And now I'm just going to speed this part up. You want to just hit M whenever you see something. You want to hit M whenever you have a certain like beat that you want to move to. So then you want to keep doing that. And I'm going to speed this up. Okay guys, I am back. And now we got a basic marker set up. So now, we're going to start with a motion. Now whenever I do the text animation, I normally do the text animation, then the camera. So I start out, you want to click up here, and you want to drag it to a new frame. This will then bring the graph editor up. This will be used later. So what I normally do is, you want to go to lock cross scale on here. Then you want to select this is auto keying. This is what I always use, because it, like, you move it and it automatically sets a keyframe, so you don't have to worry about that. So over here in the object tab, I'm gonna right click, insert single keyframe, and you want to go to the first marker, and then let's say I want to do a full rotation, 360. This is the dimension for a full rotation. And then normally when I animate, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 keyframes back, set a keyframe, and then set that to 180. This will make it look nice. So it'll look like this. Maybe a little bit less, maybe 3, 4, or 5. That's much better. See? And then let me find another motion. Right there. Then you want to go like that, about to where you can see the upper corner of the text. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keyframe, or it automatically keyframes if you move it, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you want to do that, so it'll start to look like this. See, it's starting to look very nice. Then I'm going to make it to where I can see the upper corner of the text. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Move it, or keyframe it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. And I want to go to where I can see about a little bit of the upper corner, so I'll start to look good. There we go. We've got a basic animation, text animation going. So I move it to where I can see about near the back of the text. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this time, we're going to switch it up. So we go 8 keyframes forward. Oh, that's not. And then we go like that. We're going to switch it up and go back the opposite direction. Wait. That looks good. Then we're going to go to where you can see the bottom corner. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Even though then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to do like a full rotation to where you can see the bottom of the text again. So this is like this. Then we're just going to go back to the end because there's not really much more room for motion. I normally keep part of it kind of smooth flowing like this. There we go. So we got a basic animation. Now this is how I smoothen my graph animator animation. So in the graph editor, this is how you can edit the F curves, which are what the animation is. See, if we go right here, we can see it's kind of stops at a certain point. We do not want that, so I'm going to do something like this. Then I'm going to make them point each other. Make like the two graph editor curves point at each other. So what I'm doing is I'm right clicking the circles and hitting G to move it. So then right here, see how that looks much smoother? Play it again. There we go, it doesn't stop now. So then I'm going to go up to the top because there's not much stopping points because there's a lot of motion going on. And I'm going to make this point larger so it's smooth, so it's like smoother. It doesn't stop. There we go. That looks much, much better. So now I'm going to just make sure that there's no more of those stopping points. And now I'm going to go to the beginning and the end and smoothen those out. So, and then this. Then go to this one. Go to this one. Now it should look much smoother. Now this is a little trick I use to make really good camera movement. So you want to hit A twice to select all of these keyframes, then Control C. Or you can just go down here and hit that. Then I'm gonna go to the camera, go to the beginning, set a Y rotation. Then do that. Hit Control V or this. And now it should look better. See? This is a basic animation. And now we want to do some, this is called an empty if you guys didn't know. So we're going to do some empty animation just to make it look randomized. So then we're going to go like this. Oh, we shouldn't be setting it up because we're going to do zoom with the camera later. So let's take it. So then I'm going to go kind of like, no, kind of like this. So it kind of looks like this. Okay, so I'm going to teach you another thing. This is called the dope sheet. So you want to go to dope sheet. This is all the keyframes organized. This will help a lot with your intros. Like organizing the keyframes. So I'm going to continue to go like this. And then during this part, I'm going to scroll in the opposite direction. So it looks like this. Wait, is that going... No, it's not. So we'll start to look at this. It's looking really good. This is a bad song, so it's kind of awkward. But now, I think we got a basic animation going. So I'm going to go over the objects. This is how I make my splines. So I'm going to go to curve. Let's say I wanted to make animate a curve. Go to hit 7 to go to the top view. Then add a NURBS path, like NURBS path. It's a path, like a spline. Then you want to go to front view because you have that behind the text. And now I'm going to do this. I'm hitting E to extrude it, or I'm hitting tab to go into edit mode. And then I'm hitting E to extrude it. And there goes my mic again. Okay. So I want to keep hitting E to, don't keep hitting E, but to extrude it to where you like it. And that looks nice. So now wait, I'm going to make this part a little bit randomized. I'm hitting G to move these, by the way. Then we'll go like that. Kind of like this to where it's very good looking. And now this is a little trick I use. This makes it look a lot better. This is just an easy type of spline. I'm going to hit array. And then I'm going to constant offset. I'm going to turn that like this. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Then, wait. Let me make the Z go up a little bit. Wait. Kind of like this, I suppose. And then what else I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the curve tab. Then I'm going to turn the depth up. And change the resolution to about 13 to make it smooth looking. Then turn it to full. And now, I'm going to find the first keyframe. Right there. Go to the beginning. Go to start 1. You see how they're all moving now? Let's start 1, 1. And then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to turn that about down a little bit, about 0.5. Then you want to go to like where it starts moving again. Turn that to 0, that to 0. So it looks like that. See, that looks very smooth. And my computer's about to die. Ugh. Sorry about the interruptions, guys. So then next, you wanna see we got a basic spline animation. Then, if I wanted to, I'm gonna add like multiple different splines. Like, add the 1, and then I'm gonna rotate it 180. And clear animation, just so, because since I have a lot of keyframing on, it'll automatically move. That looks amazing. Right here. Now I'm gonna add another one. And then I'm gonna add a. This is another type of curve I do. It's not really a curve. I'm gonna go to snap cursor to center. Add a NURBS curve. Size that up to where it's like around the text. Then you want to set the depth up. Full. And then wait. Yeah, that didn't work. Never mind. Okay, so then you want to go to the start of it. Keyframe right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll size it to 0. See, it's starting to look very nice. And then you want to size it up. Keyframe the depth to 0. But keyframe it like here to about that much. So it'll start to look like this. Up. I might want to RX90 that. Wait. I'm gonna go to delta transform so it doesn't like conflict with my other movements. There we go. That looks very nice. So now we got basic objects. So then we're gonna go to the NURBS paths. We're gonna change that one to the middle, that one to the outside. We're gonna assign a material to each one of these. Then we're gonna assign the middle to this one. So in rendered view, it should look, yeah, it looks very nice. So then now we're gonna move on to the smoke. First of all, I'm gonna go up here, name this to text, and now you hit the plus. You go to copy settings to copy like the renders, the FPS render settings, and then we're gonna go Shift A, mesh. Actually, you could just copy one from a pack, but I'm gonna teach you how to make mine. Well, no. I'm just gonna copy from a pack that I made, but I'm gonna teach you how to make it. So you hit size S50 on your keyboard to size it up to 50. Now I'm gonna go to front view, and now I'm gonna add what's called a displace modifier. You go to the modifiers tab, add a displace. Now texture, you want to add new. Call this smoke displace so I can find it. Copy. It'll look really glitchy. You want to change this one to 1, change it to 1.4, the strength, and then you want to go to the other one, change it to 0, and change the strength to 0.8, so to even out. See how it's very undistorted yet? You want to go to the displace, add clouds. Then I'm gonna put the size to 0.1. Change the depth up. And now next, I'm gonna subdivide this a crop ton. So then, and then we wanna, I forgot, we're in cycle render. Go to blender render. And then, yeah, that's good. Add a material, go to halo. And you see, this is how you get the smoky looking. Go to 1.4, it turns all the vertices of it to dots, so see it's starting to look like a smoke. 0.015 to make it darker. Change the hardness to 35. It's starting to get smoke. Then when we change it darker to just to make it a little bit darker, there we go, we got basic smoke. And now we're gonna name this smoke. And text. And I'm gonna copy, you shift click. You can't click the camera, shift click, and then select the plane axes. Then hit Control L. Then go to Object to Scene, Smoke. And that basically it pairs the object, those objects you selected to the second one. Oh, I forgot a major step actually. We're gonna do shake and sync. So this is how you can do it, but I do this now. Basically, normally what I do is I find a shake add-on, and then I modify the shake just to make it easier on me. So if you want a good shake add-on, go to paw holes, shake add-on, look for that. It says V2 shake node, not shake node, shake add-on. Use that if you want really easy shake really quickly. So I'm just gonna use a shake node I found, a shake add-on. It's Azura Vice Vivo. He gave his to me, so then I'll look that up. Azura HD Shake. Save user settings in case. And now I'm gonna add a simple shake. This automatically puts shake on every single marker. So, and then I'm gonna edit the shape. Go to 0.65. Base scale. This is gonna look weird, but 100. Does that make sense? It's gonna look weird for a minute. You go to the objects tab and change delta rotation to 90. It's still gonna look really strong. Just wait. Maybe too weak. Gosh darn it. Oh, 30. Change that to 90. That should look a lot smoother. That's much better. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the graph editor, select the camera, and I'm just hit A hide to hide everything. Then I'm gonna copy the rotation. And then you zoom in, hit B to box select, and then change that down. Then it should be weaker looking. Okay, that's what I need to do is just go to the constraints and then get rid of the Y. Because that just looks glitchy. Maybe do that. Nope. Delete that one. So it should look good. Now we're gonna move on. We got basics. Now we're gonna move on. Since we got the smoke and the text, we're gonna do like I said before: camera, empty, Control L, smoke. And now we're gonna go to the compositing. This is the most difficult part about an intro. Oh, I forgot you're supposed to move that to another layer, M and then 2. Use nodes. This will bring up, this is compositing. Render layers and then composite. Render layers is basically the basic node. It's a scene. Like that render layers, let's say I can change it to smoke. This is a scene. Go to render layers, then hit Shift D to bring it down. Then you want to select smoke. And then select an alpha over node, which you hit Shift A and then go to color. Gosh darn it, computer. You want to hit G. You want to make it to where that's highlight. And you want to put the text on the bottom image, then the smoke on the top image. And now we're going to save real quick, because you always want to save before you do anything. Wait, didn't I already... Tutorial? I don't know if I already saved it or not, but meh. Then you want to smoke, render image, just to get a look of how it looks so far. So you hit render image, and then you wait for it to render. It depends on your computer speeds. It might render fast or slow. Render is fast for me, even though I don't have GPU enabled. See, now it's on with the smoke. If you have transparency off, this wouldn't work. Then this is how I make shine. I'm gonna go to alpha over node. Then click the image to the bottom one. Go to look up sunbeams. Put that on the top one. Change your array length to about 0.12. This should look nice. Yep. And then you want to look up a filter node. Connect that to the top one. Copy this like 5 times. Shadow. And we're going to make this all weaker. Kirsch, sellable, freeway. Then let's say use these exact settings. This should look nice. It should improve the sharpness of it. And to make it render quicker, if you have a good compositing or a good processor, you do that. Open CLM buffer groups. So this is quicker for me for some reason. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to look up a blur. And this, because it's too sharp, you want to blur it. Then you go variable size, relative. Aspect correction, that. Put it to 0.6, oh, that's slash 0.67. That should make it much more blurry. So it should look much better. There we go. That's some smooth shine, yo. Mix. You want to add a mix node. Then you want to change it to color. It's going to look glitchy. You want to change that to, let's say, blue, since we're making it blue. And then we got basic shine. And then if you want to do And RBG curves after that. Make it brighter with the color. And I'm gonna do make it blue-ish. Then I should give it all a hue. Yeah, that makes it a hue of blue. And then I normally don't do a proper color correction, but you can just look up Leonidas GFX's tutorial. Then I'm gonna copy the curves from here to the smoke. I'm gonna show you how to do smoke CC. And then I'm gonna add a glare. Wait, not that. A glare. Then you see the curve is making it all puffy. Like it makes it all more. It's hard to explain. 0.15. Or to make it 0. And then RGB curves. Then you want to change the color up or down depending on how bright it is. First you should turn it down. Might look glitchy depending on how you do it. Just give it a minute. Yeah, that looks literally no different. Let's make it brighter. Too bright. Whoops. I'm gonna just do something real quick just to see how this looks. It might look glitchy because I've done this before. Darker. Okay, that'll look better with a vignette. Then I'm gonna, where's my, okay, my cursor disappeared. Did you guys see that? Color. Just make it colored. Might glitch, I don't know. Yeah, it's way too saturated. So I'm gonna add RGB curves. Then I'm gonna turn the blue up a little bit. It'll look better once we do some more compositing like the vignette and shit. So then we got a basic look to it. Basic. Then I'm gonna add a mix. Like that right there. And then this is basically, I'm just showing you, I'm not going to do many effects, if any. Set it to multiply. Then I'm going to add search. Ellipse mask. Change that to the bottom one. I'm lagging because I'm recording. Change it to about 0.4. 0.3. And then, if you guys didn't know, I'm using a webcam to record my sound because it's better than my computer recording a sound. So sorry if my audio quality is atrocious. So now we're working on the vignette, and then set to blur. We're gonna blur that because it's too dark. Fast Gaussian relative aspect correction volume. We're gonna set it about 3.5% blur. That should look much better. I might have to set it much higher, depending. Much higher. About 20. Now, compositing sucks. We got a basic vignette now. Maybe a little bit more blurred on the 35, maybe? No, 25. We don't want those bars on the side. It's much better. And now we're gonna copy that multiply, add a box mask, then mask to the bottom, and set that about the highest, and then 0.4.55. Might be. This is our black bars. Two down. 0.4. Now I'm gonna add a thing called a fade that many people don't do. Image, turn that to black, and now we're gonna keyframe this, okay? You wanna hit factor, turn it to 1. Then you want to do that. Turn that to 0. About right there. Keyframe that at the end. Turn to 0. So then I think we got a good intro. I think this is all we need. I think I'm going to end the tutorial here. So, sorry guys if I didn't explain everything you wanted. I will if you guys wanted quick tips. But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I will see you all once this intro template is rendered and edited, and I'll upload this on the YouTubes. See ya.